Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Volume 2, issue number 7, Confrontations. This came out October 1994. And so, we have the aftermath of Baxter attacking April. So we start off with Casey Jones, April, and the Turtles inside Casey's apartment, where Casey's patching up April. The wound seems to be okay. It's not that deep, and April's saying that she feels fine. I'm thinking, why don't you guys take her to a hospital, see if she's been injected with anything? You know, I mean, she got impaled by a little needle from a giant robot that purposely went out of its way to attack her. You would try to, see if there's anything wrong with her, but nah. Casey obviously is frustrated. He's upset. He feels like he wasn't able to protect his woman, and he's also kind of annoyed at the fact that the feds seem to be spying on him in April. Like they're keeping a watch over them. He feels like that they know something and they're not sharing it. So later that night, Casey dresses up. He basically just wears like a hoodie and a mask to cover the top half of his face, and he attacks the feds. He smashes into their car, knocks them out, and searches it for a briefcase. And he pops it open with the crowbar, starts searching inside, and he discovers that Baxter Stockman is behind all of this. And so the next day, Casey sends April off with his aunts, her and Shadow, and that way she'll be away, hopefully in safety. Meanwhile, Casey shares the information he got with the Turtles, and says so what do you think about all this? I do find it kind of funny that he kind of has to convince them a little bit at first, or at least he has to kind of convince Mikey, because he's like, it's all right there. Like, it says that the robot is Baxter Stockman. And Mikey's like, yeah, but he's in prison. It's like, yeah, well, I mean, obviously, he might have been in prison, but he probably got out. Maybe he broke out. I mean, the fact that the feds had this secret information about him being a robot should kind of tell you that, hey, maybe the giant robot attacking April is Stockman. And Raph's like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It also kind of explains why the robot purposely went after April. And so they're thinking about what they're going to do when all of a sudden they see on the news a giant skyscraper has a message that says, April, I'm coming for you tonight. And there's a shooter on the roof. Every once in a while, this shooter is taking shots at people. It's every 30 to 40 seconds, it's firing. I'm like, all right, this is kind of crazy. Like, This could be like a cool little moment right here for Turtles dealing with a shooter. The thing is that it doesn't really explain if it's targeting people. It just says that there's a shooter. Witnesses are saying that the shots began 20 minutes ago. The spacing has been like every 30 to 40 seconds. And they're not able to tell where exactly the shots are coming from because the distance from the windows, the bolt's trajectory, the winds, like everything, it almost seems like it's like a computer has been calculating all these shots, and that the gunman has like unbelievable skills. So Turtles already know, okay, I mean, this is obviously Stockman. I mean, if the giant message on the side of the building wasn't enough to kind of say that. So the cops zip down from helicopters onto the rooftops, and they confront the gunman, and they just see that it's a machine gun like on the tripod being remote controlled. And the Turtles and Casey Jones watch this from a distance, and they're like, all right, what are we gonna do? We're gonna have to try to track this guy down. Maybe we should just search for the highest skyscrapers that we can, just high vantage points. He's got to be around here somewhere. While leaping on one of the rooftops, they see the robots, and it shoots at them, and then it says, I believe you got my message. Come on and face me. And that's when they realize that the robot actually is Baxter Stockman. It's not just him controlling the robot, but he actually is the robot itself. And we basically just get a fight. We get a fight between the Turtles and the giant robot, Baxter Stockman. And Baxter's just beating the crap out of him. Anytime they try to attack, he just knocks him down. And we basically get to see how he has like a computer brain. And it basically alerts him to everything that's going down. So like it alerts him when Raph throws one of his size, and it says, here's the projectile, here's its trajectory, here's the weight, here's the distance, here's the condition for the throw. And yeah, he's able to deflect everything. He's able to chuck the weapons back at them, knocks Casey out. We even have a moment where Raph tries to shove a chimney down on him, but he's able to like blow up the chimney as it's falling on him, so he's completely unscathed. And no matter what the turtles do, they just can't stop this guy. They just keep getting their asses kicked by him. And we finally end with Donatello and Nobody showing up. And that's how it ends. So yeah, Donatello and Nobody finally arrived. Turtles are all back together. And I'm sure we're going to get our big showdown. So there you go. There's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Volume 2, Issue number 7, Confrontations. I liked it. I thought it was good. I do think that the whole, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I would have liked if the whole, like, shooter thing kind of went a little bit longer. Like, there's something just, like, cool about that. About how, like, you know, there's this villain who's setting a message for one of the Turtle gang, April of all people. And he's taking shots every couple of seconds at people. And you could have had this whole thing where maybe half the turtles decide to go into the building and try to track down where the shooter is. The other half of the gang is looking around, trying to see if, maybe Baxter is around here somewhere. Maybe the shooter is not Baxter himself, but maybe he's using a computer, or maybe he's using a decoy or something. So they're trying to just contain the area. And so as one half finds that the shooter is just a robot, it's just like an automated machine gun on a tripod, then the other half comes across Baxter, and that's how it ends. And then the next issue can be the big showdown that ends with Donatello and Nobody showing up or something like that. I don't know. I just think it's like a cool little plot point, and it could have been longer because it's just really fascinating, but it just goes by too fast. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion, but other than that, I thought this was a cool issue. I liked it. I am wondering where they're going with the April thing, because obviously it can't have just been a regular needle, right? It had to have injected her with something. So what did it inject her with, and what's it going to do to her? That's what I'm kind of curious about. But yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Later.